and it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Through the final chicane, and the AlphaTauri hits the wall of champions. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back indeed. It is a beautiful evening. We're right into quali already. But we are having a reasonably full grid with a lot of new faces on there, and of course a couple of known faces as well. And it's just so great to be back. New game, first race on the new game. We did not hold any pre-season events neither. And we're gonna see what this thing has to offer. It is, Australia as an opener, quite fitting to how the real openers in Australia as well. I'll try to not cough too much. Currently still recovering from a quite hefty cold. Lasted about a week. And yeah, who do we have up here today? It is Kingsman and the Aston these days. New teams are like everywhere, except Astral and Martin, I guess. But I'm gonna have to get used to that so much. It's kind of crazy. But Kingsman and Seagull now in the Aston Martin together. We have Ryan subbing in for Lauda's teammate today in Kick. I'm actually not entirely sure who it is. Emils and Jannemann together in the Mercedes. Eric's still in the Williams, that doesn't change neither. Now with Glenn Selk making the comeback, if I'm not mistaken, he was not around last season much. Merck and Mofa in the Haas today. And then we have Ned, I think he is on Discord. And Cherry sharing the Racing Bulls. Finally Sid, I think, making a comeback after a while as well, and Brandon back in the Alpine tonight. Two new people for us in the Ferrari here. Oh god, I'm gonna butcher this hard. It's Abdulaziz Alaskar and Ahmad Bahlavan in the Ferrari together. That's gonna be an interesting set of drivers lining up. I forgot someone to run through right now. I am terribly sorry, but surely we're gonna see you at some point during the night. There's no Red Bulls here, if I am not mistaken. Neither of them able to show up tonight. I think Randro is one of them. Might be Solar on the other. I'm not entirely sure. And I don't know, it's just gonna take a little while to get used to all the new teams, I guess, because last time round Kick Sauber were not quite that green yet, and the Racing Bulls weren't the Racing Bulls yet, if I'm not mistaken, which is honestly a horrible rebrand in my opinion. Oh my god, just about as this was a horrible getting out of the way. Because now you can't say RB anymore for Red Bull, because it's the Racing Bulls as well. Like, who thought of that? That's just so stupid. Plus the AlphaTauri looked better. I'm gonna say it. Solo's work. Oh yeah. Great to have you again here as well. I've missed the voice. Oh, that is lovely to hear. Solo's working, yeah, I think that happens every now and then on Sunday. It is what it is. Interesting stuff happening on this game, though. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Brenton Beck was actually the fastest on time trial. Not that he's ever been particularly slow, but he has been rather on the inconsistent side in the past, and maybe more towards the top 5 than the actual top of the grid. Seagull, so far, as I've heard at least, struggling a little bit on this game, having turned Racing Line off entirely. So he's expected to be, well, still pretty damn fast, because, let's be real, he was crazy with Jimsky, and partially with Jannemann as well. But I think Jannemann is not quite warmed up to the game as well, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Lauda, who is actually, I think briefly did just beat Seagull in time trials. Everything can happen here. It's like all mixed up. McLaren boys are still McLaren. Yeah, it's like the only thing that hasn't changed. Everything else is just all over the place. Yeah. Yeah, that I don't know. I'm genuinely excited. Like, I'm a busy man, and I can't lie. Sometimes rocking up Sunday evening is a little bit of a hassle. Last season was genuinely great. Like, we had a great championship fight, but I think like tonight is like, oh, I wouldn't say the first time in a while, but it's definitely the most excited I've been for Formula Sundays in a while. And you should be too, because it's gonna be great. I mean, currently we have Brenton Beck, Sid Moffatt, Cherry Martin in the top 5. I mean, Jannemann and Seagull probably have driven their mandatory interlap. But yeah, it's a crazy combo up there. I'm wondering if Hussein is actually getting this game at some point as well. Kinda missing him as another top contender. Jimsky's still gonna have a little while until he returns from military service. Those are top contenders that can potentially return at some point. But yeah, as said before, Seagull and Jannemann not quite that warmed up with the game yet. So yeah. Who knows what happens? Ryan here in P3 provisionally. Let's see. Meals invalid lap. Turns in pits right now. That is a very narrow pit entry. Very scary. Let's see what Nat can do here. One of the newcomers in the Racing Bulls. Oh wow, it looked awfully invalid as well. I mean, the lines are not really looking flashed out yet. Let's phrase it like that. I am also very confused as to what the bar on the left of the hot lap is. Or like, what is that? Is that ERS usage or something? Oh, okay, yeah, it seems to be the ERS mode or so. I've barely played this game myself. Had some PC issues. It crashed for an awful long while. Because my PC was randomly overheating, so I did not really get the chance to play it much. The graphics currently are so low because of that exact issue. But I think so far he is, very loud yet. So maybe in the future we can up the graphics a little bit more again. But this is a stress test for now. Would be on the old game even. It was just really a question of if the PC survives in the end, and not much else. So yeah, let's just hope everything goes fine now, and we can still make adjustments. Jannemann might be. Nope, he is on an invalid lap. Do I want to? Glenn is not on a fast lap. Brentenbach seems to be though. Current pole sitter, provisionally at least. Yeah, the turn entries are still looking very low. Ahmad with a 5-place grid penalty. There is a slow Ferrari. Honestly, a slow Ferrari that was way too close to the racing line there again. That was kind of scary. Brentenbach. That is also a very weird spot to avoid someone, whoever stood on that apex there. So Brentenbach got around nicely, and it is another improvement. 0.25. Did here, looking up a little improvement as well, but he has it all to do in these last 2 turns. And it's going to be very close for him to reach for Brentenbach, and he does though. A 10th, that was a banging last sector. He gained 4 tenths in there. Very, very nice drive there by him. Emil's on an invalid lap. Eric on an invalid lap. What is Merc doing? Merc is driving mediums. Oh. Merc is driving in a way that makes me feel. Lauda is coming across the line now. It's his first full lap. Enough for P9 for now. I don't think he's quite happy with that. If I'm mistaken, he has good pace on this game. Ryan is surprisingly fast, to be honest. Can't quite remember where he was on the old game. I do not think that he was so close to the top with all the elite drivers in the mix here. But yeah, it's good for him, I guess. I'm currently sitting in P4. Let's see what his delta is. 0.15 quicker. Needs a little bit more to gain an actual position, but surely that is doable. Taking it very tight here to the inside, and now gonna throw that car through these turns, and there's the invalidation. It looks so weird, the handling on the new car here. Barely even braked there. Just shifted down and then kind of yeeted his car into the turn. Very interesting handling. So Jannemann is already 0.7 up because he is driving on softs now. Jannemann in the Mercedes did leave his Ferrari seat behind for the exact opposite, I guess. I think like Merc is, like feeling wise, if you have Ferrari on the one side, Merc would sit on the other side. Okay. I'm pretty sure all 4 tires left the track there, but the game thinks otherwise. Not the best this last turn, and he decides to rather go in again than finish his lap. So, Martin about to finish another one for himself here. Well, that looked decent on the apex there. Let's see if he can nail the final turn. Well, that looks good. Very smooth. Took a little bit too much outside curve maybe, but it is a huge improvement. Almost catching Ryan as well. P5 for him. I don't think he's gonna be too sad about that one. Let's see. Abdulaziz coming into P6. Yeah, Martin. I mean, Martin has been doing great in qualifiers in the past. It's really just in the race where he has that one moment where he meets his early demise by the hands of a wall. But maybe you can overcome that on the new game. New handling model. I don't know. I've played a little bit and it kind of feels like I don't entirely hate it. I think it's catering a little bit more towards controller players, etc. Because you can catch your car reasonably well, and I feel like you feel more when it breaks out. Oh, voice of Edna. I have no idea who that is. Well, Mofa with an improvement, P6. Okay, can Eric finally cook? He has promised great things. Actually, he hasn't. He said he's sick and he probably... Oh! Incredibles. Yeah, it's the tiny woman, right? Yeah, the like first association I have with an Edna is like from the Edna Breaks Out game, like an adventure game, and Harvey's New Eyes. But that is a little bit of a different voice we would be going for. But yeah, let's see what's going on here. Astral is mega slow coming into the pits. Merc could be quick. I think he's kinda botched the first sector if I saw the delta right. Okay, no, he is not fast at all. Let's see what Ryan can do though. .4 up on his time. Oh, that could be good actually. He could at least catch Seagull with it, and with a good last sector here. Could go as far as Brandenburg, but he invalidates here as well as Jannemann did before. Let's see, one of the Mercs here. Meals without a time at all. Jannemann still has to find his time without Intes. So, Meals making it around the corners, finally getting a run in. And it's about damn time, it seems, as the time is ticking down. And it's at least an 8th position. He's probably not going to be too happy about it, but better than nothing. Same goes for Eric here, I think, who probably did not drive this second lap with a full tank of ERS. But it's going to be a lap time, regardless. So, Glenn with an improvement and Eric jumps right behind him. What is Jannemann doing? Oh, he cooked. But honestly, the dish, yeah, kinda mid. E13 for him for now. He has it all to do in the race. Actually no, Glenn is improving some more, up to P6, decent by him. Oh my god, and Ryan was spun around and will get a grid penalty for colliding with Merc, who is not getting an improved time in the end. Very last one to come around. Yeah, I think he was only setting up for another hot lap. That is unfortunate. Or he is out of fuel. I can't really tell. No, apparently he was able to go faster. So, Brandenburg and Sid, front row lockout for the Alpines. And Seagull, yeah, making sure he's not too far behind the top. And we have Ryan and Martin very interesting that we have coming up. Very curious to see where we end up. Oh my god, I did not even see the improvement by Sid up to 4,000s behind Brandenburg. That's kind of crazy. No other improvements further up. Ryan with the penalty there for crashing into Merklate. That is it. And wait, and Mills as well. Okay. Gonna be an interesting one for. And yeah, Australia has at least a track where you can overtake okay-ish. I mean, they made a couple of changes to the track layout as it was, just to make it go for overtakes. We have, of course, a lot of DRS zones, and now the newly created harder braking zone at the end of the as well. It is F1. Oops. Actually, can't lie. Kind of forgot about it. But that will be sorted out. So tires, mostly mediums, some hard runners. Running out somewhere while speaking. Sometimes I move my head away from the microphone. That might be the thing, that this thing records me better when I'm sitting exactly in front of it. But I'll try to keep my head locked here. Formation lap is commencing. Possible race strategies, medium hard, as pretty much on every single 50% race I think that we're gonna see. Medium hard is just gonna be the main strategy. On some of them you can stretch to medium soft or even like a soft hard, but it's generally not really worth it. I doubt two stoppers are gonna be a thing unless there's a crash or anything, and safety car gives a good opportunity to do it. Interesting to see that apparently weaving is a necessary thing again, and you can't go running around and just driving straight and holding brake anymore. So that is very nice for me personally, I feel. Makes the game a little bit more realistic again, and honestly, like, wiggling around a little bit is more fun than just driving slow and holding brake. But we have the formation lap almost done, lining up on the grid right now. Now we're gonna see who's taking the first turn in the first race of this season. Emil's parked wrong in his spot. And can we see the front, please? Lights are going on. And they're out and away we go. It is a smoky start here. Bro, yeah. Oh my god, Seagull had a banging start apparently from P3 all the way up into P1 already for a brief moment. There's a lot of smoke coming out from behind. Yellow flags everywhere. Seagull looking to the inside here. There is still a yellow, but it's not concerning turn 3 anymore. Seagull with the tire advantage really pushing to get past here soon. now in the Alpine sandwich, and he will look for his chance here. So not coming out of the slipstream just yet. Everybody following through nice and easy. But I think he's still going to make his move in this lap. Let's see if it is here already. Pulling side by side, aiming for the outside, but immediately slotting back into the slipstream. He's looking, but he's not really finding the gap here. I think his best shot is now. Has the overtake activated, but so has the Alpine. And he does not get the necessary space. Go side by side into this one. Predictions, 2 DNFs, 1 safety car, and Emil's points. Yeah, I think that is not too far out there. So, Seagull now sitting in P2. Any other major changes? Cherry has gotten all the way up and Martin all the way down apparently. I think Glenselk has also not been down there all along. And neither did Ryan. All of them lost a lot of positions. Jannemann pretty much where he started, which is probably not great considering that 3 people are behind him now because of crashes. I think Kingsman gained quite a lot, and so did Mofa. Eric must have gained some as well. Emil's also pretty much where he started. Martin, what happens? Yeah, I only saw a lot of dust in turn 1. I assume that Martin has been caught up in there with Ryan. Oh, wait, what? Seagull now being overtaken by Alpine number 2 here. Sid. Cherry is pressuring some behind. Brandenburg just conceded both positions. And also against Cherry as well, who does lose his car a little bit. I mean, yeah, honestly, the action comes way sooner. I was not prepared for DRS yet at all. Was so used to way to level 3, round 3. Yeah, position changes everywhere. Cherry has been briefly on second 3 turns ago, and now he is on 7th. Eric with his first time penalty already. Oh, and let's have a look at this battle here. Cherry overshoots a little bit, but does not go past Eric regardless. Mofa a bit wide there too, but doesn't lose the position. Let's see. Eric going to have DRS here, but so is everybody else. Doubt it's enough for a move actually. So isn't everybody else? Sid here, the only one of all the drivers without DRS. But he's managing. A little bit of a slide there. I think Seagull's definitely going to come out with an attack on the start finish straight or even earlier here. Yeah, he doesn't even need the DRS here. He's just gonna fly past him. DRS, of course, certainly helps, but sit there with a tiny mistake, costing him 2 positions after all here, the Alpines. That was an Alpine crash in these first 2 turns a while ago, RL. They avoided that this time round. Fight happening between Astral and Lauda, constantly swapping. Oh yeah, I assume... Actually, I'm not sure what I want to assume here. I would have assumed that Lauda has a little bit better pace. Ooh, and Ahmad has apparently spun. Yep. And he has hit the wall on the inside there. That is some nice front wing damage that this Ferrari has. Some position swapping here as well. Merc losing one to Ryan. Whoa. And he loses his front wing as well and almost collected Martin on the way. That was quite the scary incident there. He's just sliding across. Waits for everybody to be through here while making his way back on track. I mean, yeah. It's good caution. I'm not even gonna say anything. This is what you should do. Kingsman lost the position to Eric there. And stays behind now as well. Looked very weird. He just was very, very slow to the side. Pretty much conceded the position immediately. Ariana Meals. Gonna be the Mercedes coming out on top. And where did Astral go? Astral already pitting. What? Did he have damage? Wonder. And Ahmad retired in the pits. Meals. Oh, he's gonna be under some pressure from Mofa and Cherry, but none of them gonna make the move into this turn. Close behind still. Slight mistake and cost him the positioning. Goes around, still being ahead. We see the top 3 here in front. But there has been no positional change neither for a while. Seagull is just leading the 2 Alpines. And I think they're not too sad about it. They have the tire advantage in the way that... Oh, has Ryan spun? Nope, it must have been Lauda. Lauda spun here. Oh my god, and he immediately spun again, and there it happens. Nad is caught in the action, and there's the safety car. Oh, that is so unfortunate. Well, Astral hit a wall apparently. Okay, so he pitted for front wing because of that. But there's your 2 DNFs and the safety car. Well, it's now only everybody else has to come home cleanly. I mean, Lauda here has a front wing of steel apparently. What is going on with that thing? I mean, this is probably gonna be evening out the tire disadvantage Seagull has. Others, if he goes pitting now. Of course he will lose a lot of track positions, but he's gonna have the choice to be on the better tire later on as well. Who else is going to pit? I think all the medium runners will go in. Kingsman and Seagull might be very close together here, can't lie. Oh, Ryan retired. I am not sure why. Yeah, it is back to all Alpines in front again, and honestly, Seagull did not even lose a position. Everybody else but the 2 Alpines come into the pits. And so, yeah, it's really only bad for them, I guess, because everybody else has the fresh rubber now, even if it is only 6 laps better hards they are now. In the same position they pretty much were before, with track position admittedly. But now all of the cars behind are on better tires. If I'm not mistaken, they changed the tire allocation for races in some way. I'm not entirely sure what strategic options everybody else still has. But everybody at least still has fresh soft tires. So even if the hards don't make it all the way to the end, could still go for a final stint on softs. And I think if they have another set of mediums, Seagull is probably going to just take the pit stop with driving back and pit. That regard. Hanneman going into the pits again. Not sure why. Anselx, severe collision, 10-second time penalty. I am not entirely sure what happened there. The 10-second time penalties are flying, by the way. That is kind of crazy. What? Okay. Emils gets one as well. Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly is causing these. If it is really just lack of care. Or... yeah. So, safety car's probably gonna come in at the end of this lap. What has really changed? Jannemann is all the way down, but he was not necessarily up beforehand neither. We only have 2 more medium runners, it's Mofa and Glenn. I think everybody but Eric, who has a time penalty, has a 10-second time penalty actually. Safety car is in this lap. Brandenburg's gonna slow this down. He's not a rookie. Safety car restarts. He has been leading races before. I think, namely, brought this like ages ago, like season 11 or like 7 to 11, somewhere in that area. I think him and Seagull have been absolutely dominating. Yeah, he's gonna, pick up the pace already now. And honestly, he survived the restart about as good as you can. Okay. Weaving a little bit, presumably to still warm the tires some. I think this was a little bit too much for just breaking slipstream. Oh, the Alpine. Ooh, contact between the 2 Alpines. They are cosplaying this real good. And Kingsman here sliding across the curb. Almost being taken out, and there is... oh my god, this is an absolute disaster class. Astral being caught in the action here. It's... I don't know, that was just crazy. Lauda getting himself the second 10-second time penalty. It all started with the Alpines coming together. Then Kingsman drifted across the curb. One of the Haas's spun out. A Ferrari spun out, and then presumably Astral crashed into one of the cars that were just lying around there. Okay, Astral hit the wall. What the hell? So, another safety car, great. What can we talk about? How's y'all's day been? Did you watch F1? Are you of the opinion that the Paris Sainz incident is the most FS looking incident that there ever was in real F1? Because I am. This is like peak. I was just trying to squeeze him a little bit. Trying to defend my position. Reasoning. Also very, like... I get what he's trying to do, but like he must be aware that he's trying to do the same, and that it ends exactly like this. Like, I don't know. You're not in the position at this to try to push the other car over. Like, try to on the car ahead. Very wild. But yeah, Oscar gets his first legitimate race win, where nobody can stand there and say, okay, yeah, McLaren just gifted that to him. Lando recovered reasonably well. Verstappen is continuing to be... yeah, I don't know. He's looking miserable, honestly, compared to before. really gonna be a fun championship fight here, because it's not really a question about can he run away with it again, but rather can he survive with the lead he has. So gonna have another lap of safety car, yes. And then the last few drivers will be closed up as well. So major changes. Well, Astral is gone. Lauda, I think, is pitting right now to serve his second 10-second time penalty. And I think as soon as he catches, we're good to go again. Is it a second? Yeah, okay. He does not have any time penalty at all. And then I am not entirely sure. Wait, what? Martin has here. Okay, it's only Glenn with a 10-second time penalty. Martin and Rick Bull corner cut. So, safety car is going to come in at the end of this lap again, most likely. And we're going to see some more racing, honestly. It's a very slow start to this race. Whenever we got into much action, safety car came out and denied us more. Okay, never mind. I was about to say, we're actually going to see another lap, but nope. It is coming in here. Hey, no side by side. Guys, what are you doing, man? Like, we even put in the rulebook that you should not go side by side under safety car anymore. I think it's not allowed in the real thing neither anymore. And it's just provoking crashes. Good restart by Seagull here, honestly. He caught most of the field napping. 0.7 is a decent lead from a safety car restart, and behind Sid, Cherry is an entire second behind. So yeah, Seagull with the superior tires against the Alpine might have the chance to build a little bit of a gap here. I will just swap over to Emil's here, as he is on the softs, and would be expected at least to, yeah, just fly through the field, pick up positions left and right. Maybe only with DRS next lap, but still, I think he will make his moves. Okay, top still says safety car for me. Very safety car conditions we race under right now. So, just ahead, Abdulaziz Alaskar going past Merck. Portion over here, there is Martin in the wall. Just reversing out of it, spun on the curb most likely. This is a very deadly sensory work. Ah, Merck there losing some traction. And now Emil's in the Merck. Gonna pull a move on Merck here. Not sure if there's another detection point or if this second DRS zone is just linked to the detection point in the old lap. Yeah, I think it is. So no DRS for Emil's here yet. Kinda locked into Merck's rear. Nice to go outside. Merck's leaving a lot of space here. And I think he kinda knows he can't really fight it. Mofa comes through as well. Jannemann 3-second corner cut to warning 2. I mean, this track of course is very inviting to cut corners. Curbs are very flat. Turns are very quick. It's quite easy to acquire these warnings. And Emil's got overtaken by Mofa as well. So, Jannemann has not been making any moves on Brandenburg. It's presumably been the other way around just now. Brandenburg does really seem to be one of the top contenders to win still. He is currently in net P4 with all time penalties ahead of him. Cherry up to P2. Cutting that turn a little bit, but at least makes sure to avoid contact. Oh, and Eric is up in the mix as well here. Sid now down to P4, briefly at least. And yeah, he's gonna have to slot in behind. What a day. Seagull, Cherry, Eric. I mean, Sid of course still in a good position, no time penalty. In the inferior position in the way though that he still has to pit. That's gonna come back to bite him. Brandenburg likely not able to go all the way on mediums neither. Oh, it's a adventurous move there. Through the chicane. Very nice racing here side by side. I think Brandenburg. Well, there's some contact, but I think he took the outside line well enough. I can't really take much blame for this one. And I think Glenn, only minor contact. It was not like he was almost crashed out or anything. Let's see. Next one up for Brandenburg is Kingsman. Further up, Cherry and Eric change positions. See this from the perspective of Sid. Oh my. I think Brandenburg there just went for a dive and got mega switchbacked by Kingsman. At least this is what it looked like when we swapped to them. Let's see, Sid here. Once more, having good slipstream, having good speed. Oh, and Cherry is just so much faster than Eric as well. DRS here, very powerful apparently, or they just have different setups. Abdulaziz Alaskar with the 3-second time penalty for corner cuts. Lane P9 might cost him. Oh, there's slight contact there. And yeah, Sid makes his way past Eric again. Ooh, running very deep here is not the best position for the upcoming straight, and Eric is going to have an easy time to get past here, I think. Actually, yeah, Eric does not seem to have the same top speed here. I mean, both of them had DRS, but yeah, Eric just can't get close at all. Mofa back in the pits. Brandenburg and Kingsman. Oh my god. Well, Brandenburg must have made some sort of mistake here. Got overtaken by 2 cars again, and Jannemann is all over him as well. A little bit deep there. I presume that was a corner cut warning for Brandenburg. Further up we see Glanza get past Kingsman again. Oh, and Cherry with a warning as well. Or rather with a penalty. That is very unfortunate. There's still a long way to go. There might be others who still pick up a penalty. Jannemann here lifting early. Does not want to make the move on Brandenburg just yet. And I think that's like... whoa! Not the worst tactical decision you can do. Very nice catch here by the Mercedes driver. Looked a little bit scary. Let's go back up here. Oh, Cherry not with the best corner exit. I think he has to worry about Eric probably as well. Jannemann with his second 3-second time penalty. I mean, he has been prone to get these in the past. I think he also stopped using Racing Line, which is probably a reason why he's sometimes maybe overshooting or like turning in a little bit too early. But yeah. Overspeed from Brandon back here is kind of crazy. Oh, this can't end good. Okay, it does. Oh, okay. The good ending. Everybody lives. Brandon back's gonna make the next move here. He's trying to go around the outside. It's very tight. Yeah, I will say, I mean, he does not really have the right to just stick his wheel there. It's like not the smartest thing. But he was also not left the car with. So, someone's pitting. That is Glenn Selk. 10 laps on the mediums is apparently it. Okay, who are we watching? Eric here. Looking at Sid and Cherry. Battle is still going on. Seagull is just being chilling in P1. There's, yeah, nothing he would like more than these three guys here battling. Just gaining time as these guys are fighting. And that is Brandon back past Kingsman. And Kingsman backed out there for real. He's dropped down behind like for almost half a second or so briefly. But well, all this fighting between these three has led to the Ferrari closing up here again. Well, I'm not sure if this is like bugged every turn as well, or if these guys are just locking up everywhere. On the old game there was definitely too much smoke, but not only is this like a bit more subtle and probably a little bit more real here, but it also looks a bit more like they are actually locking up every now and then. Okay, no, actually, they can't do it every single turn, right? Okay, yeah. Oh! I don't know, man. Janneman's car was going everywhere but forwards. For a solid, like, 5 seconds there. Yeah, but he's doing very well avoiding the walls. As over here we have another swap of P2. And Eric's probably gonna get into the mix here again. Oh no, he's too far back. What do we have further down? Oh, Martin is closing up to this battle here as well. Of Abdulaziz Janneman and, well, himself. And they have lost quite some ground to Brandenburg and Kingsman. Okay. Glenn Selk is on another set of mediums, so apparently you still have at least 2 of them for the race. Good. Leaving Cherry B here for now. Oh my, Janneman is going around the outside of the Ferrari. Martin having a look here as well. Has the outside line, and I think there was contact to Janneman. Or he just lost the car by himself, which frequently happens on this game apparently. It is definitely like an exciting sight to see, I guess. Like the way these cars behave. Many drivers call it like very unpredictable, and I'm sure they're right. Cherry getting another time penalty, that is kinda really pain. I think Eric has 2 as well. We will check time penalties when it comes to the end of the race. And Janneman with a second number 9 added to his total. Oh, Eric. Oh yeah, Brandenburg has to pit again, of course. He's gonna get another set of mediums then. And Cherry is... No, what? No, Sid is pitting. Yeah, I was just confused, honestly. It is the other Alpine that is pitting right now, going for softs, actually. That's going to be very interesting to see as well. As Brandenburg is still going, and I wonder if he wants to go to the end with his. The mediums are going to be absolutely devastated that late on. But honestly, so will be the hards probably. I mean, they're probably going to be slightly better, but they're still not going to be good. Abdulaziz Alaska, at least with his second arm penalty, if not more. And there has been Merck, I think, who has spun and also has collected a severe time penalty for collision with Emils. I wonder if you can like adjust the gravity of the penalties, because I feel like they're just flying too. So Brandenburg apparently still decently on pace. He's closing up to Eric and Cherry. Ooh, what happened to Martin? Oh no. What? Severe collision with Jan. Huh? Where though? Okay. I mean, I guess this kinda helps him. VSC probably started when he was already spun around, so he may be able to make up some of his lost delta. Well, that is a wild one. DRS enabled. No drive-through for feeding, if I saw that correctly. It seems like Cherry regains his P2 privileges. Oh, and Kingsman is just... Okay, yeah, that I mean... That was a time penalty if I've ever seen one. So at this point, only Sid and Seagull without penalties. I think we're just gonna jump to Sid here. I'd expect him to... I mean, I said this about Emils as well, but Sid has actually been having the pace. Mofa retired in the pits. Did he retire in the pits? Where did he retire? Janneman into the pits. I don't even see it. Okay, crazy. Not sure where the VSC is coming from, or where he stood. Because the white dot is pretty likely Merck. I gotta be careful, of course, with the VSC ending. If you're like 1,000th faster than your pace, you immediately get a drive-through. But everybody is managing that quite well, honestly. Sid. Oh, the pure speed that he has compared to the Ferrari there on the old mediums. I mean, 13 lap old mediums probably are not gonna be very good anyways at this point. Yeah. Fresh softs definitely make work do. So, our battle for P2 still going on here. Between these four, Brandenburg and Kingsman have now joined the party. Brandenburg still the one I'm most concerned about with the tire life of the mediums. Sid showed that you can go 21 laps on the hards, no biggie. So 22 for the hard runners around here should not be the biggest issue. However, 19 on the mediums, I really wonder. I mean, in real F1 right now, the tires actually, like, they don't fall off entirely. Kingsman there, almost, yeah, ending Eric's race there. But in real F1, I think like there comes a point where the rubber is worn down, but because it's so thin, the heat distributes more evenly, and thus the performance of the tire gets better, even though it is like very worn. I doubt they can make this effect work here, but maybe this is like a thing that you experience on 15 lap old mediums or something. I don't know. Or Brandenburg's just still dummy quick on these ones. Glenn just got past Emils, I think, who must have made some sort of mistake. I mean, pushing your tires beyond what they are good, I think is generally very tough to do on this track. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, like the chance for a puncture starts at 75%, and the more you push the tire afterwards, like driving curbs or taking turns very quick, the more likely it is for the puncture to actually occur. And well, this is a track where you take all the curbs and where pretty much every turn is pretty fast. So yeah, really curious if Brandenburg can survive this. Jerry here with another 3-second time penalty that probably pretty safely eliminates him from podium contention at point. Emils gets another as well. Sid is gaining, it's about 1.5 seconds per lap, maybe more. Gonna have an eye on that a little bit more from now on. But I do not think that he can join back in the fight here. I mean, I guess for him, really just he needs to be within 3 seconds and he's P2. And that is probably possible. Oh, Eric making a move here on Brandenburg, but not making it stick in the end. Brandenburg staying P3 for now, thinking now is a time to look at penalties as well. Jerry on 9, Brandenburg on 3, Eric on 3, Kingsman on 6. So yeah, Sid already has Kingsman. I think the main issue is going to be Brandenburg, because he seems to still have the pace to kind of run away there, which is honestly crazy, I think. Don't think the mediums should be good for that long. And yeah, Sid needs to come within 3 seconds of Brandenburg, which is going to be tough if there's these 3 fighting here. And yeah, Brandenburg is able to just drive away a little bit, as it seems like he is going to be able to do that right there. Yellow flag. Turn 1. Martin probably spun there. Lauda just got past him. It's now P11, but both of them are far out of range of points. There's some more positional changes here. Emils and Glenn Selk, pretty similar tyre life. I think we're just gonna stick with these guys here. Even though their tyres don't really seem to have it in them anymore to go for any major moves. Right now it's just try to survive in Brandenburg's DRS, and for Sid it's just about how close he can get. I think the time penalties now are 3.369, so he is currently in P4, but yeah, he really needs to be in range of 3 seconds of both Brandenburg and Eric to gain another position, and that's going to be close. He's still gaining, but it's only like 0.7 I think this last lap, and that would not be enough. And if there's like a VSC or something again, and especially not, I think that is Jannemann who's spun. Oh my! Oh no, that is a back marker. Yeah, Merc getting out of the way very, very nicely there. As Eric is still eyeing for P2 here. Last lap is approaching now. Seagull has started it already. And let's jump to Eric here, because I think this is the most likely move to happen. Yeah, Brandenburg's just sliding through these turns, and there we go. Eric has the superior grip, the superior speed here, tries to go around the outside, or just send Brandenburg around there. He's not going to be able to make it past just here, but there's still 2 good chances for him. He still has a lot of energy left here. And Brandenburg is clearly struggling. Kingsman here is super close behind now as well, and so is Cherry. Everything can still happen here in this fight. Oh my god, Cherry with the overspeed going around the outside, and he loses control. Did he crash out Eric as well? Eric locking wheel here with Brandenburg, and the two of them rather roughly come through that turn. Oh, and Eric meets his early demise as well. Sid is just gonna say thank you for P2 here, because that is his now for sure. Wait, Eric somehow still lives. What is that man's Williams built of? That is crazy. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's gonna be some spicy reports afterwards. I'd love to take a look at that again. Well, Sid P2. Brandenburg P3 for now. Eric is gonna sit in P4, followed by Kingsman Cherry. I think Cherry's gonna stay in his P6 here anyways. Glancer gets another time penalty. I wonder if that makes him drop behind the Ferrari here. Nope. It's just on the same amount of time penalties now. Emil's coming over the line, no changes as well. And there is Jannemann, who has visibly struggled, let's phrase it like that, throughout the entire race. Coming home in P10 is an entirely different picture to him this season and last season. Martin coming home in 11th here after having his few moments as well. And then Lauda here could not convert his time trial pace into a decent finishing position either. Martin not even in the points. Yeah, he was in a good position quite a long time, but then the wall happened, I think twice. He spun in extra time. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the drivers seem to be struggling with the new it's very fun to see, of course, but I doubt it's very fun to drive for them. Oh, any podiums? There we are. Oh, well. New year, old outcome, I guess. Seagull on the top of steps again. And then the two Alpines, with their strong performance in quali, they at least convert to a 2-3 here in the end. After admittedly being a little bit messed up by the first safety car. The medium run, a good strategy. Yeah, let's see what we have here. Seagull in P1. Sid in the end gets the fastest lap, of course, with his off-tire charge. Brandenburg in P3 for now still. Eric, I think, is not going to be too sad about the P4, but As yet to be seen what exactly happened in this last lap, because there has been a lot of contact with Kingsman and Cherry involved as well, but I think they would have ended up where they are right now as well due to having more time penalties. I think Glenn then had points been up to Aziz Ferrari 8th and lost points respectively. So that's been our return, I guess. Yeah, new game, very interesting race, and yeah, that's it for the stream. All that's left for me to say is thank you for. Hope you enjoyed. Enjoy the rest of your night, and see you next week.
And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Through the final chicane, and the AlphaTauri hits the wall of champions.